What's up, everybody? It's your favorite dumps like a truck, body like what? It's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at the New Age Hook and Long Haul on loan to me from Robert D, the last two of the series, and either this came out first or the Devastator came out first. It all depends on how my week went. Hope you enjoyed both either way. But for the sake of time, we're going to go ahead and dispense with the pleasantries and just get right into the review. But in order to review, we have to start with accessories. I believe this is Hook's gun, if memory serves. It's kind of been status quo with the rest of them, which is to say, not a whole ton of sculpt and zero paint. But he can hold it. Hook's gun can kind of be stored here in his back, and it'll fit like next to the crane, but it's not a great fit, and I don't advise it. And I don't know if maybe up here. Oh yeah, there you go. You can have it up there too, which is really doofy, but you can do it. And I believe this is Long Haul's gun. Once again, limited sculpt, zero paint. But he can hold it as well, and it actually fits better in his hand than it does in most of the other Constructicons, because the peg of the gun actually fits nicely in the palm of his hand, even without the fingers being closed. As for Long Haul's gun, I think he just has to carry it in the back, which is fine, I guess. And each of them get a horn that is painted with this copper goldish tone, which works well. And they can hold them just fine. He also comes with a bag of Energon cubes. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think they all have come with them. They seem to pick up light pretty well, so should work nicely. Size comparison wise, there they are with our usual suspects. The old school Iron Factory scale blaster and a Hasbro Legends scale Stunticon. And there they are with Iron Factory Tarn. So once again, I really like the scale of these guys generally. All right, so let's take a look at the figure. Let's get in tight on that head sculpt. Really nice. New Age nails it. The head is on a pegged swivel, but because of these kind of collarbone pieces, you get nothing. So you get nothing. There's nothing really to talk about. The face is painted nicely and sculpted nicely. That's it. Let's back out. So we have the arms. The arms are on ball pegs. The ball pegs are connected to a hinge. The hinge moves in and out for a butterfly joint. The ball peg gets you out to 90 degrees and the 360 for the swivel. We don't get a biceps. Oh, yeah, we do. I'm sorry. Good grief. Bicep swivel and a single hinge that gets you 90 degrees. Wrist swivel, fingers on a base pen knuckle. Get you tight rider fingers, but I guess it's okay. We have a little bit of gray paint there on the arm, and that's it. This figure, in my opinion, is even more plain. One of my criticisms of this set, despite how much I kind of like it, is that it is very plain looking. It lacks that New Age special sauce, and this one is probably the most egregious of those. Other arm is the same. In the chest, we have the little gray piece here. No waist swivel. But you do get an ab crunch, 90 degrees. I don't know, buddy. Let's back out. T-jointed ball joints for hips. Get you the full Van Damme and the full Monty. There's a thigh swivel at a cut joint. There's a double jointed knee that gets you the full run. No paint on the legs whatsoever. Ankles, you get a tilt back on both. And you get an ankle rocker, a little bit of purple paint on the truck parts for the windows, and that is it. Yeesh, not my favorite offering of theirs, I can tell you for sure. But thank God for that head sculpt. Too bad you can't move it, but thank God for it anyway, because it does look good. All right, so let's get him transformed. Push the head in, so all of that lines up, and then turn your chest 90 degrees. Open up the hands and these flaps here on the inside of the forearm, and rock the hands like kind of hold the hips. Rock the shoulders towards the front of the body, and then on this side, what kind of keeps it all secure is pegging the flaps there into the purple section of the body. Take this part and slide it over and flip this piece down on the backpack. For the feet. Untab all this stuff down here at the bottom. It's 2 sets of flaps. so that it forms up this L shape here. You can peg them together, so to speak, and then fold them over, and that's it. Yikes. There he is. All right, let's move on. And we'll look at long haul. So long haul, once again, we'll get in a little tight on that head sculpt, and it is money in the bank. And the red looks great. The red metallic looks great on the eyes per usual. This head does get a swivel, which is nice, and a little bit up and down, but not much. For the chest here, we have the purple paint for the windows, the black paint for the grille, and a little bit of silver paint there for the headlights. We have ball joints once again for the shoulders, but because of the tires, it gets a little jammed up, which is a little unfortunate. No butterfly either, so just some limited articulation for the shoulder. Double jointed elbow that gets you the full run, so that's nice. Wrist swivel, and fingers on a base pin knuckle. And then we got a little bit of paint on the wheels there. You do get a waist swivel on this guy in addition to the ab crunch, so that's nice. And the other arm is the same way, and once again, the only paint you get is on the tires. Let's move back a bit. For the hips, we get the full Van Damme on universals, and we get the full Monty with a thigh swivel. No paint on the pelvis, just some sculpted detail. The knee is technically double jointed, and kind of a clever way to work around the issues surrounding, you know, the way that long haul looks, because he has a really large lower leg here on the figure. But they pulled it off. Nice little painted accents there, and some green paint there, which is nice to see. No real ankle tilt. You get it kind of at the secondary knee joint, I guess, for an ankle tilt back. And then you get the rocker here down at the bottom. So that all works fairly well. And then there he is from the back. All right, we'll transform this guy. Tuck the hands back and fold the arms up till it makes this box. You can flip the head back, separate the chest from the abdomen, and then slide this entire box, that's the grill, forward. At that point, you have to slide these arms underneath, and you just need to get the fender here up under and the tab tabbed in. And I don't have it quite lined up, but there it almost is. I think you get the idea. Same on this side. Spin it so that the fender is in the right spot. Come down at an angle, and then try to manipulate it into space. That one is good. I'll get the other one sorted. We'll move on. And then we have to move on to the legs. And I just realized from the instructions that I might have had this mistransformed, that it might be like this. But I'll be honest with you, I think I like this better as the leg. Because then you get, I don't know, I guess it's the same. I think I like the look of it better, though. Maybe that's just the G1 toy and me talking. If you have it the proper way, it's easy enough to fix. You just untab it and then collapse it, and then tab it back in to the same spot so that it looks like this. Flip these pieces up here, and as you come around, flip your wheels out to the side and then down, like they're basically reversing spots. This joint here is a little tight, but it'll go. And then you probably want to tab this together for the sake of solidity. And then there's obviously your tab to go into the back of his backside. And all of this has to fit underneath. And that's it. I'll get it cleaned up. We'll take a look at both. And there are their alt modes. So the turntable here will turn. This piece will obviously come undone in order to do so. And to be fair, you can collapse it. It doesn't look any worse, and use it fine. This piece will extend rather, and collapse. Purple paint in there. The hook itself is chromed out and will swivel, and it rolls like a champ. Long haul is perhaps more effective. The cab looks good. The painted details come through at both the front and the back, and he rolls. Doesn't do as much, but he rolls. And I mean, that's really it. There's not a whole lot else to talk about other than Tiger Tracks. Final thoughts wise, we'll start with the negatives. I think that Hook is really the negative here. The fact that you can't get much range of motion out of his head, no waist swivel, it really limits the figure. And even if you could kind of turn the head but not turn the waist, you could kind of overcome a lot of it. But because you can't do either, really limiting. And I mean, that's my biggest issue for this set is Hook. I don't even think Hook's alt mode looks good, to be honest. It looks stunted and childish, where I think a lot of them look a lot better. It's a shame because Hook is one of my favorites aesthetically. Outside of that, the same problems continue with this line where it lacks that New Age sauce that you expect from New Age, where they have that finish, that coat of paint on it that just makes it pop and look gorgeous. That's not there. And while Long Haul has some of the intricacy of transformation that I expect from New Age, Hook doesn't. Hook seems like it was rushed to me. Like maybe the designer what got to him last and was like, just had a busy day. And was like, let's get through this. Let's work through this, boys. Okay? Because it just doesn't have that same love that I feel like a lot of the New Age stuff has. But this set, not for nothing, in regards to New Age specifically and their reputation, it's been hit or miss. However, with the exception of Hook, the articulation is awesome on Long Haul, and the parts that do work on Hook, which is pretty much just the shoulders and hips, work fine. I guess feet, to be fair, as well. That's kind of smart to kind of break the whole calf, but it works. And the sculpt work on both is tremendous. They really capture character and stuff with their face sculpts. They just do a good job on that kind of stuff. So kudos to them for that. Obviously, you guys probably know how I feel about the combine mode by now, but if not, we'll tackle that soon. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.